you talk about communication before, which I also agree very much. When you talk about communication, sometimes you also talk about international language.
Oh yeah.
Correct? I mean, you agree with me, right? Even though once again, communication does not always mean good in one particular language, because communication is a lot, bigger than just something coming out from your mouth, right? Yeah. Communication is about gesture, about a lot of things. So someone even say that communication or your message is only a 10% coming out of your mouth. Right. And 90% are like more than that. Gesture, your body language, your, whatever I'm not an expert in this, but I think I agree with that. Yeah. But once again, English in this case is also very important. We cannot deny that.
I agree.
How did you learn English? How did you come up with this skill, English skill, Novie?
All right. So I actually enrolled in like a Singapore-based school when I was in middle school. So that's
when you were in high school.
When I was in middle school. Sorry. Starting from like SD 5. Primary 5, okay. They call it primary 5, yeah. SD 5, so, through to middle school, SMP 3. So through those 5 years, I actually learned the English language. Believe me or not, I was really bad at English before I enrolled into that school. But then, I moved school again to like just like a usual normal school. It's a Christian school in Medan. And I didn't get to use English that much. I only used it in like English class.
You talk about in SMA, right? You went to the
Christian... in SMA. Yeah,
okay.
It's like a Christian school. Right. I didn't get to use my English skill, and then I went to university. In UGM, which uses Bahasa Indonesia as its main language. And to be honest, I kind of lose my skill. I kind of my English language becomes very rusty. Especially when I started working, I was really nervous. I couldn't communicate well. But I think through talking to coworkers who are not from Indonesia, watching movies, listening to like English music, I kind of picked up again on English. And yeah, so I think the conclusion is like just keep practicing. Even someone who is like very good in English, when they didn't practice in their English skill that much, they might even lose their skills. So yeah. I guess practicing practicing speaking English, or like tweeting in English, it's good enough to practice your skill. And I'm pretty sure if you keep on practicing, if you're diligent enough, you will get better. I always see some people in Twitter, tweeting in like English with like bad grammar. Their grammar isn't right and stuff, and people just kept on like insulting their English skill. I think that's bad. I think that's bad, because you kind of discourage people from like learning English, because English isn't like I would say English is very similar to mathematics actually. Even though some people might disagree with me on this, because it takes practice. Yeah, you cannot just be like suddenly good in English in like one night. It takes like years and years of practice. So yeah,
I agree with the practice part. Really agree. Me, well, I'm an old generation. I started to learn English when I was in SMP, Novie. This is my very first time to see English as a subject, class 1. And then as a subject, of course. In Indonesia, it is usually like that. When you consider things as a subject, as another subject, and then it can just, without you mastering it, you just pass it, right?
Oh,
so that
yeah.
is what happened to a lot of people too. It doesn't really matter that nilainya mungkin 8, 9, tetap aja nggak bisa bahasa Inggris. Nggak bisa itu maksudnya they just don't talk, fluent enough. So what happened to me is that SMP biasa aja, but the difference I think between me and my friends are, I was so amazed, with English, like, wow, English is really good. I look up to, and then my teacher at the time, Ibu Astini namanya, one day we'll watch this. I really admire her because of her ability to, to put the mindset, I think, in me that English is something really good, really important, you know, like you will conquer the world with you, you know, something like that. Because I think there has to be someone who can bring that kind of message into you, that big message, right? When you start to learn something. So I think that's, I really thank Ibu Astini for doing that for me. And then in SMA, you know, just like biasa aja gitu. And then I met someone who's an exchange student, pertukaran pelajar, from Australia in my school.
Oh, okay.
That actually helped me a lot. She was from Sydney, who is now my friend even until today. I think Pauline, if you watch this, I really, you know, thank you for this. And then I managed to improve my English, blah blah. Lulus S1 dan seterusnya, and then I went to Australia for my like master degree and PhD. But Novie, I didn't really feel that I'm confident enough and natural enough to talk, actually, even until I finished my PhD. So you can imagine, I actually spent around 10 years of my time in Australia, plus in America, all of those kind of things. So when I arrived in Indonesia in 2014, okay, I could talk and write, especially papers, you know, a scientific. But when it comes to a general conversation, a natural conversation, I felt, kok kayaknya aku nggak sepintar itu ya, jadi nggak natural keluar bahasa Inggrisnya. Nggak, you know what I mean? You probably felt that too. Yeah. Until then, I was appointed as the Kepala KUI, the head of international affairs. I really had to talk. Now it becomes a little bit, you know, not only talk, but it has to be a diplomatic talk. You know, when your tamu is Bapak Duta Besar or professors from different countries, all of this kind of thing, you just really need to, you know, entertain them or provide hospitality in such a way that meet the standard. Di situ tuh, aku awalnya mules-mules tuh karena besok ngomong apa ya bahasa basinya, you know, when you meet an ambassador, you start to think, bahasa basinya apa ya kalau kita ngomong sama ambassador tuh, you know, what is the right question to ask, to pose, you know, to make it sounds nice yet relax, tapi jangan embarrass yourself gitu. Itu kan ternyata even then I learn, and then I talk. So what I'm trying to say here is that kayaknya nggak selalu deh kalau orang itu tinggal di luar negeri terus bahasa Inggrisnya jadi bagus, atau dia bahasa Inggrisnya bagus, nggak. Practice is really matters. Jadi karena akhirnya aku tuh praktisnya benar-benar praktis benerannya tuh setelah jadi kepala KUI gitu. So I really agree with you. So if you don't practice, even though you like spend, because sometimes you know what happens when you live in Sydney, for example, or in New York, and you study there. Tapi kalau di kamar terus, mainnya juga sama orang Medan, sama orang Kulon Progo, sama orang Sleman, biarpun tinggal di Sydney, you know, you don't really learn that much. And it happens to a lot of my friends. I mean, it happens to me too, actually. Tinggalnya sih di Sydney, tapi mainnya sama orang Sleman, Kulon Progo, Jogja. Barbecue sih barbecue, tapi barbecue sama orang Jawa, jadi ngomongnya juga Jawa. So I think to make it long, I'm a bit long, but I think because I agree with you, get a message buat teman-teman yang dengerin. Jadi I think he is right about it really needs practice. Again, really needs practice. Otherwise, no, cannot really do that. Because your English, I think, is very good, Novie. Because not only your English is good, your accent, I think. You pick up from
Sorry?
Because it sounds a little bit like Singlish.
yeah. That's why I'm trying to, fix the accent, because I speak in Hokkien dialect at home, which is like, you know, it's very, So people in Singapore also speak a lot of like Hokkiens on the daily basis. That's why I think you know, because I also speak Hokkien, you know, it kind of like mixed with my English accent. It's something that I'm trying to fix too. So yeah, see, I'm also still trying. You know, someone who is also, you know, kind of fluent in English, or is also still learning on, you know, how to like speak better. So yeah, I guess confidence too plays a part. When speaking English, like some people, you know, they said that you know, I'm not good in English. My grammar is not good. I just don't want to speak. I don't think that's also like a good,
Yeah. Correct.
a
I
good
agree
thing
with
to do. Yeah, yeah. Just have to be
you.
confident,
Yes, correct. And it has to come from you, from within, right? This is
Yeah.
how I usually tell people, if I may. Kalau kita dengerin orang bule berbahasa Indonesia, because he or she is coming, we usually appreciate, right? Kamu bisa bahasa Indonesia ya, Tapi kalau kebalikannya, when we try to talk and then we don't think that even though, tadi itu bule misalnya berantakan bahasa Indonesia, we still appreciate, right? But if we do it and then we don't think that we do it perfectly, kita tiba-tiba minder gitu. Jadi kita nggak bisa menempatkan diri bahwa, hey, English is not our native language anyway, so wajar dong kita nggak bagus-bagus amat gitu kan, at least ya. Yeah. I mean, for a second about the accent, Novie, I think, well, I appreciate if you want to, your term is to fix it, but in my opinion, I think, well, everybody can have their own version of English. I mean, if you meet your colleagues from India, for example, nothing is coming, all of those kind of things. Singlish, everybody would have it. So I think it's okay to have your own version of English, as long as, but then when you talk to people and people don't understand you, nah ini memang masalah gitu kan.
Ya, itu masalahnya. Ya.